All right, next we have our investment report. It's the quarter ended September 30th, 2017. Spencer, you got a little bit more voice left.
Yes, Miss Mayor, we're definitely trying to make your first night at the gavel a memorable one with all the financial.
Exactly.
We do our best. So good evening, Mayor Didball, members of the council. Tonight I bring before you the Treasurer's quarterly investment report for the quarter ending September 30, 2017. In the portfolio for that first quarter, the market value was $99.2 million, made up of $93.2 million of city-held funds and about $6 million of trustee-held funds, which consists of various bond issues. A good portion of that was the more recent wastewater Krebs bond. We had a $5.1 million net increase from last quarter. Some of the more significant cash flow events were $7.8 million in payroll, $2.8 million CalPERS side fund, unfunded liability payment. Flood Control Agency spent about $13.2 million in projects and received about $16.9 million in state advances or reimbursements from the state. The state sales tax receipts were about $2.6 million, and we paid debt service of about $1.4 million during the month or the quarter. We did have 13 investments mature or sell and 9 purchased. The average yield of the investments sold was $2 million, which did include a very nice about 4.7% RDA bond that the city held. It was a Yuba City RDA bond the city held that was called when the RDA bonds were refinanced. That was a hard one to lose in our portfolio. So the average yield sold was about 1.4% without that bond considered. The average yield purchased is 1.9%, so we are still purchasing at a higher yield bonds than we're selling, which is nice. It's one of the few bright spots. The composition of the city-held investments are made up primarily of LAIF, Local Agency Investment Fund, which is a very safe, very liquid savings account where local agencies have pooled their surplus funds for later use. About 13% are made up of treasury bonds, agencies made up 18%, corporate bonds 15%, Union States 3%. So about 55% of the portfolio is bonds. The remaining 45%, including LAIF, is more liquid, cash-like investments like cash, money market funds, etc. This maturity distribution reflects a conservative portfolio that favors anticipated increases in interest rates and modest economic growth in the coming quarters, as well as large construction-related cash flows from the flood control project. In the not too distant future, when the levees are all completed and safe and done, we just definitely won't need to hold as much in cash because we just don't have those great big cash inflows and outflows that we've experienced the last several years with the Flood Control Agency. So that 45% of cash equivalent will go down as we invest more of that money. And actually it'll go down because we'll have less of that Flood Control Agency money in our pooled cash as well. That's all my voice has for you this evening. Do you have any questions?
Any questions for Spencer? No? Okay. Thank you very much. And I think that's just for note and file for us. You survived, Spencer. I think you're done for the night.